Hey guys, this is Don Lammers of Invoked 101. You can see Mio kind of hanging out right there. There she is. You can just kind of see her. She's going to be jamming in the background. Anyways, today we have my brand new Invoked Dragoon deck profile. This is not a deck I've heavily tested. I've tested it out a bit, but not to the extent that, like, it's the most impressive thing. I still do need to work on it, but the reason there's kind of been a lacking of videos on my end is because I'm actually helping Mio get ready for not only a sneak peek, but also a 3v3 tournament with her, myself, and Gara of Benton YGO. We're all going to go down a little ways away and play in a 3v3. But anyways, I figured I'd show this off because this is one of those decks that I'm kind of considering if I can finish out some of the stuff that I'm missing, which is all right here, and we'll talk about the few things that I'm missing for this deck when we get there. But with that said, don't forget to subscribe and also check out those links down in the description. That includes our Teespring and our Patreon. Whoops, we don't have a Patreon anymore. That includes our Teespring and our Discord, so you can check those guys out if you want to. With that all said, I'm going to set the spells and traps, which is a pretty hefty amount, and the extra deck off to the side, and we'll get right into these main deck monsters, which it doesn't run that many monsters in my opinion. It's actually kind of low. But of course, starting us off is triple Alistair the Invoker. This is kind of, you know, the best card in the deck. Alistair is one of those cards that I always really liked. I've liked him since he came out. He's a really cool card, and I love playing Invoke so much. Like, I've put down Invoked for like 2 weeks at this point, and I started playing this just to test against Mio and get her to help her learn Drytron, and I'm falling in love with this all over again, and I'm like, oh, I want to play it. But yeah, so 3 Alistair. Then we also play 3 Magician Souls. I know, right? Magician Souls? What? But anyways, this can kind of get rid of like the Trickstar Light stages to draw stuff. It can get rid of just set back row if you need it. It can ditch things out of your hand if they're not useful, etc., etc. Yeah. It also special summons itself, and you may be wondering, well, if this is Invoked Dragoon, why are you playing Souls? I'll get there. Don't worry about it. After that, we have our Trickstar package as far as the monsters go, which is 1 Candino, 1 Korobane. You don't really need more than this. I've never needed more than this, and sometimes this is too much. I would play just the Korobane, but I like having the extra search target. That's it for the, I guess, real monsters of the deck. Like, it doesn't really, you know, get more than that. That's kind of it. For our kind of supplemental stuff, we are playing 2 Dark Magicians. I got my Yugi Structure Deck 1 and my Shonen Jump, and then we're also playing Red Eyes Black Dragon. This is just to summon Dragoon. One of these is to ditch off Magician Souls, and the other one is to fusion with. So specifically, this one is the ditch, and this one is the fusion one. So, and then for hand traps, we have 3 Ash. This is the only hand trap I'm playing in the deck. If you want to play other ones, you can play other ones. I know 2 secrets and a common. Now, JB, I don't know if you still watch my stuff. What do you want for that 3rd secret Ash? Anyway, moving right along from that, y'all don't know who JB is. That's okay. He knows who he is. So we're going to set that off. That's it for the monsters, actually. That's all the monsters. Very, very low monster count, like I mentioned. Most of it is backed up with these spells and traps. And of course, it wouldn't be an Invoked 101 Invoked profile without my triple ulti invocations. Oh my lord, I've always stood by the fact that ultimate rares are ugly, but this is a beautiful card. And yeah, in playing this, I want to play 3. Sometimes you see it alongside the Red Eyes and the Dark Magician, and you have to hard make Dragoon, which is fine. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, it's really nice to see. It's really nice to open. You know, the classic joke is they always open Invocation Alistair. That's the... anyway, 3 Meltdown. Meltdown is, of course, our Alistair Searcher. It also allows our invocations to go through without getting judgmented, which is really nice, and it also allows Outgoaties to have an uninterrupted pop, which is very nice. Our last field spell is 1 Light Stage, and then kind of rounding out the engine spells, I guess, 2 Red Eyes Fusion. Yeah, I need to get a 2nd super rare, but yeah, 2 Red Eyes Fusion. These are really all you need. The reason we're playing 2 is because we play multiple Dragoons in the extra, so you know, got to play 2 of these. But also just in case we hard draw it, that's the other reason. So, because we do only play the 1 Red Eyes. You can play more Red Eyes if you want to. I don't agree with that personally. I like playing the 1 Red Eyes and the 2 Magicians. Following that up for our utility stuff, we have triple Cosmic Cyclone. Like I said, this is mostly just utility. And then we also have 3 Forbidden Chalice. These could be droplets if you want it to be. This could realistically be talents as well. I don't own either of those anymore. If I still had my 2 droplets, this would be 2 droplets and a chalice. But what are we going to do? I traded my droplets for ulti invocations, and I've never looked back. Chalice is still really good. It does just about the same thing as... as the droplets, but sometimes I honestly think Chalice is better because you don't have to discard for it. After that, we have our kind of power 1-ofs. Let me set these aside. As far as our power 1-ofs go, we have 1 Magicalized Fusion. This is to make our other copy of Dragoon. 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Set Rotation, 1 Mind Control, 1 Terraforming, and 1 Monster Reborn. Those are our power 1-of spells. And all for the same reasons. Mind Control steals something, Terraforming gets us a field spell, Set Rotation gets us either field spell. Same with the Called by just stops something, and Monster Reborn is Monster Reborn. After that, we have our traps, which is just 3 infinite impermanence, which now I'm looking at this, I'm like, that's foreign, these are foreign. I'm like, this is a little too much. And then we also have 2 Solemn Judgment. I honestly forgot I put this in here, but yeah, Solemn Judgment. Honestly, kind of a cool card, especially when you back a Dragoon by it, because you just Dragoon negate the first thing and then you Judgment the other thing, or you Judgment the first thing and then Dragoon negate whatever. So yeah, that's it for the main. I know I'm kind of like running through this. I'm not really trying to. It's just like a lot of these cards I've shown off in other Invoked profiles, and a lot of these cards you guys know what they do, or at least you should know what they do. Moving to the extra, like I said, this is the part where I'm missing some stuff, so I'll talk about that when I get there. I, of course, am playing double Mechaba. Mechaba is our main boss monster. He is super cool and very nice to have in this deck, and the reason we play 2 is because we can make VFD sometimes by using another card. We play 1 Algodes because it revives our dead fusions. You can use a Dragoon, you can use an opponent's dead Dragoon, you could use dead Mechaba, etc., etc. You could use an Atis that your opponent sent, you could use a Titaniclad, Shadal stuff. It's just really, really good right now. It's honestly probably one of the better ones, and I've thought about playing 2. 1 Purgatrio, just for the fire name. 1 Kaliga, because it's dark, and it's actually kind of good this format. Locking your opponent and forcing them to deal with a monster is really good. And then we have Dragoon. Now, I should be playing a second one. I only own 1. I pulled this one out of a tin forever ago, back when the tins first came out. I just haven't picked up another one. And typically I just borrow another one from Gara. But yeah, so 2 Dragoons is what you should be playing. And then I'm also playing 1 Almirage and 1 Secure Garden. I don't play, not Selene, Artemis. I don't play Artemis. And it's not because I don't own her, because I don't. But it's mainly because... I honestly still think these are better. Currently, I just still think they're better. You should be playing 2 for Anaconda, which if you bump this up and you bump this up, that brings you to 12, which leaves you 3 slots in the extra to put realistically whatever you want. You could put Boral Sword, you could put, which I don't recommend. I recommend closer to the Nightmare package with the Phoenix, the Unicorn, and a... oh, what's her called? The Link 2, Masquerina. There we go. I recommend that. But I'm also playing 1 Alistair the Madness Invoker. There he is. Super cool. You could also play Relinquished Anima and Link Kribo if you wanted to play that instead. Anima's kind of cool, and Link Kribo is also kind of cool. But yeah, 1 Alistair the Meltdown Invoker. Can you guys see that that's Collector's Rare? That's really cool. I picked this up off of Judge Warren. He swapped it for a Collector's Rare Phoenix that I had, and I really wanted this card. I really wanted this one because I like it more. But yeah, that's currently what I have for my extra deck. This guy's kind of niche, but he does come up every now and then. If you have Souls and Alistair, you can take Souls. You can take Alistair and turn it into Almirage, and then Almirage and Souls into Alistair, into this, which is kind of cool. Also, Korribane and Alistair equal either Vert or this, depending what you want to do. You can also play VFD, which is something that you should be playing since you're playing the 2 Mechaba. I highly recommend doing that since 2 Mechaba is kind of common. But yeah, that is it for the deck profile. Like I said, kind of quick, kind of easy. It's a really simple deck. This is exactly 40 cards, which is a little different than what I normally do. Typically, my Invoked decks are 42 or higher. So, but anyways, let me know what you guys thought about this deck in the comments below. This is also the second time I'm using the new setup where I'm using my phone to film and my blue camera for the face cam. So let me know how this all turned out, at least on your guys' end. With that said, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.